Happy Friday, people. It is July 21st and I am at work, but I don't feel like working. But I am making a video, as you can tell by the title, of my top 8 tips for how I conceived so fast. Now this may vary from women to women, but these are just my tips that I highly recommend to anybody out there trying to conceive. So let's get right into it. The first things first, I know a lot of you have heard this from time to time. Probably you're tired of hearing it, but it is do not stress. Do not stress. And then I know some people say, well, how can you not stress? You know, trying to conceive is a stressful process. Well, that is indeed true, but you know, you have to relax. You have to you can't stress, y'all. I mean, and then I have learned my lesson from this second month. Stress for me was not an issue because last month was so stressful when I had that chemical pregnancy. So this month motivated me to not have as much stress. I was like, you know, I was so devastated, so disappointed. So I knew I didn't want that to happen to me this month. So that's one of the reasons why I know I didn't stress. Everybody at work could have pretty much got the finger sign from me because I wasn't letting anybody steal my joy this month. You know, I wasn't getting mad about anything. You know, I was pretty much brushing everything off my shoulders, pretty much. And then also what goes along with tip number 1 is just to get plenty of rest. So that means no more late night YouTube, ladies. Because I know I was kind of addicted last month to YouTube. I caught myself being up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning looking at trying to conceive videos. So I'm not saying don't watch these videos, but I'm just saying, you know, limit how much you watch, because these videos can as well be a little bit stressful. Especially when you're getting different advice from different people. But watch the videos, but you know, get rest. Don't be up all times of the night looking at these videos. Get you some rest. You need that rest because your body is about to go through so many changes in these next few months. So tip number 2 is to download some type of fertility app. Download, I have Ovia fertility app, and it's also a period tracker. So I know some women have their own period tracker app already, so you know, just go by that. But I highly recommend Ovia. For me, it has not let me down yet. It has been to the T. It has not been wrong for me yet. So yeah, get you some type of app. And in that app, you need to document everything. It lets you document. So get you some type of app. If you don't have any storage, you need to delete some stuff and get you this app. Or any app of your choice. Tip number 3 is to take ovulation tests, especially if you do not know when you ovulate. And you don't have to get all these expensive ovulation tests. You can just get like the store brand. Like for me, I bought the first month the Walgreens brand ovulation predictors. Sorry, can't get it out. I bought the Walgreens brand, and I didn't buy any this month because I had some left over from last month. So I spent a lot of money this time around. So, and I heard a lot of women say they can go on Amazon and get a whole lot for cheaper. Mine's, I think I got 30 tests for $9 and something. Probably was like $10 with tax. But get you some ovulation tests. You don't have to go all expensive and get those Clear Blue or First Response. If you want to, then do it. But if you don't have the funds, or if you don't want to invest in something like that, then you know, I suggest the cheap brands. That's what I did, and it worked out perfect. Tip number 4 is to document everything, every sign, every symptom even if you don't think it's related to you being pregnant, just document it in one of those apps you downloaded. Like, every time I feel nauseous, even though I know I just got through eating some eggs and eggs usually make me nauseous, I still put nausea for the day. If your back's hurt, document that. If you feel dizzy a little bit, document that. You know, document everything. Keep up with everything. And when I say document, that just helps you to keep up and pay attention to your body. You need to be able to know the signs and symptoms to your body. You know, it just makes sense. You need to just pay attention to your body, I guess is what I'm really trying to say. So if anything was wrong with me, I knew it. And I went back to my last month, and I went back to the same date for this month. I'm like, okay, did I feel this way last month that I did? Did I feel the way I'm feeling today last month? And then I can just go back because I documented it. And so that just helps me out, and it's less stressful for me. So tip number 5 is to have intercourse. So when you have intercourse, I suggest not getting right up. If you have other kids like I do, I can't lay there for 30 minutes to an hour like some people can, but I laid there at least about 3 to 5 minutes. My husband got up and took a bath, which he don't need to lay down, so he got up, went and took a shower. I laid there for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then, you know, I just got dressed and then went to, you know, attend to my son. I didn't take a bath right after, and I did not use the bathroom right after. I just laid there for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I just went on about my day. But, you know, as the day goes on, you'll have to use the bathroom, and then you can clean yourself up or whatever. But I just left it as is. I know TMI, but I just left it as is. So tip number 6 is to have sex on the day you get that positive ovulation test, if you can. If not, there's always the next day, because I think the egg can survive up to 24 hours. But I highly suggest at least having sex on the day you get the positive ovulation test, in a couple days before. So like for me, I ovulated. I had sex on a day I got the positive ovulation test the day before, and then I skipped the day before that, and then, if that makes sense. I know that makes sense. So basically, the Ovia app gives you a fertility window. It gives you 6 to 7 days, and it'll be highlighted green. For me, I had sex 3 times in that fertile window. I had sex on the day of the positive, and then days before that. I did not have sex days after I got the positive ovulation test, and it's not just because I didn't want to, it's just because we didn't have time to. But I do suggest that you have sex on the day you get the positive. But if you can't, don't stress about it. Just make sure you try to do it the day after, as you still have a high chance of getting pregnant. And then tip 7 for me, I drank a lot of water. I kept myself hydrated, not just for your health overall, but because you need cervical mucus down there. You need it to be that egg white consistency. And then if you're drinking plenty of water and you still don't have the egg white consistency, and you find yourself being dry down below, then I bought a product called Pre-Seed, and I've heard a lot of people say that it works, but for me this month I didn't really use the product. But if you're one of those women who have trouble with your cervical mucus, then I highly recommend a sperm-friendly lubricant, or that Pre-Seed brand. And then the last tip is tip number 8, and it is to take a vitamin. I started taking VitaFusion Prenatal Vitamins last month when I found out I was pregnant, and I've been taking it every day since then. I may have skipped about 4 days, and that's just because I probably was just being lazy. But other than that, I have been taking them. It's 2 gummies a day. I have been taking them since last month. But since I found out this month that I've been pregnant, I haven't missed a day of the prenatal vitamins. And it's probably almost about time for me to go and get another bottle. But I highly, the gummies taste good. Now, You can get a prescription from your doctor, let them know that you're trying to conceive, and if you want to take those big prenatal vitamins, then, you know, take them. But my insurance personally wouldn't cover it, so I had to pay $14. And I went over to the prenatal vitamins section at Walgreens and saw these gummies, and they were $12.99. So I just decided to get those instead of the prescription that she sent in to me. But yeah, those are all of my tips, my 8 tips. If you ladies have any other tips for trying to conceive moms, please leave your comments down below, because I'm sure they'll want to know, because it's always better to hear from more than one person. But don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and definitely I really want you all to comment below on some tips and tricks for everyone else, because I have more tips, but these are just my top 8 tips that I feel like really did the thing for me this month. And that is it.